My name's Mohammed West from Inigma Studio. We recently worked on a project on Brutalist, where we made a procedural coffee bean. You can watch the full project here. I would like to share with you my custom geometry node setup. It basically starts out with a sphere, which we flatten out using a Z position and a set position. Then using the position from the bounding box, we align a curve at the top of the bean, which I then extrude and then displace in order to get the crease in the middle. Then using a combination of raycast and set position nodes, I use this curve to move some of the points of the flattened bean. This creates the crease, along with some rough geometry, which we can even out using some mesh to volume and volume to mesh nodes. I then take the original curve, extrude it, and displace it using a bunch of smaller noise textures in order to get that small detail in the middle of the crevice. I use the mesh to volume nodes again in order to refine the geometry. As you can see, we can get a very customizable setup, where we can change the frequency of the noise of the crease along with the intensity of the displacement. However, the real magic begins in the shading section. It's a very simple setup. I just use a Perlin noise, and that basically gives me all the detail I need for close-up shots and for the distant shots. I used that in combination of some of the attributes I exported from geometry nodes to get a realistic result. I also use a combination of Voronoi nodes in combination with noise textures to get the cracks. The Voronoi node is displaced with a bunch of noise to get it to look more realistic. I then use another noise node to mask out some of the Voronoi, and this is how I can control where the cracks show up. I then run that through a bump map, and that gives me a lot of detail. So not only can I control the size of the cracks, but where they show up precisely. I also ran that through a displacement node in order to get more realistic details for close-up shots. As you can see, the setup also works through Eevee with some minor adjustments as the colors are not calculated precisely. If you want this asset for free, you can visit our website at enigmastudio.framer.ai/assets/assets. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.